father comes and says, hold on, whoa, whoa, whoa. The guy comes back. He wants to apologize. He didn't know it was my father. We went through this whole thing. My father said, hey, man, let the guy go. We get back to the house. My father cusses us out for about an hour. He said, you got to be the stupidest guys I've ever met. He said, you act like you selling nickel bags in the park. He said, this is a multi-million-dollar operation, and you guys are getting ready to mess it up. You treating this like this is a two-bit hustle in the park.
Right.
He said, this is not a two-bit hustle in the park. You're not selling nickel bags in the park. He said, this is we took this from being a mom and pop operation to a corporation. And he said, you guys are blowing it. He said, look at my butt. He said, my neighbors. He said, how much did y'all make for this roller skating rink? We made $40,000. He said, my neighbors leave the house when it's dark and come back when it's dark, and they don't make this money in a year. And y'all guys made this money in 45 minutes, and y'all just messing it up. He said, matter of fact, he said he went upstairs and he got his gun. He had a 38. He got his gun and pulled his gun out and said, "Oh, y'all stupid niggas, get out my house!" And he slammed the door and threw us out of his house. We got on the tour bus, and the light bulb went off. Like, we really messing up. So me and Rakim, we really stepped up our business game and really seen it for what it was. We went on tour with Dougie Fresh and them, and we just, there was no fighting. We tried to work out everything because it's a business. You know what I'm saying? And my father used to say it all the time. Y'all could be hanging off bridges or doing dishes. And y'all doing what you're doing. You're doing music, what you love. And y'all was doing this for free. And y'all getting paid. And y'all about to mess it all up. So, like to answer the question, being a little kid and being stupid and ignorant, and, overnight, growing up to be a man and understanding that this is a business.
That's right. That's right. And I tell people often, like, friends of mine that own businesses, companies, but they still have the wrong mentality.
I can't hear you, Jerry.
Sorry, Jerry. Rob, I think you made a mistake and took him off before.
Yeah, I probably did. He can get back on.
It's okay.
He can get back on. Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead. Oh, Lawless, go ahead, Lawless. I'll bring Jerry back up. Go ahead,
Okay. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? I just wanted to say, what did it feel like for you, Eric, when you went overseas and heard like your lyrics and your music affecting other cultures and other places, like places like Europe or anywhere, just like repeating back your words to you guys? Did you realize how big you'd become by that time?
I mean, we went to Helsinki, Finland. And we didn't see not one black person there, and we were like, they knew every word. We were like, yo, are you serious? And we just sit there. Yo, are you serious? Matter of fact, we went to Helsinki, Finland, and we played in an arena there. It was 15,000 people showed up in the arena. We played, and we went to a club after, and it was only one black person, and he played basketball for the local. Wow. Yo, is it all right if we sit here? I ain't seen black people in 6 months. Just showed us internationally, how music has no color.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. You paved the way. You made us cool, so that was nice. It's nice for you to step into an arena full of know that you get bare love from the music, and you have that passion. And so just to be able to have that is a powerful thing. So thank you very much for that, man. Thank you. And thank you, ladies, for the show, man. It's really great. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Jerry, are you getting the mic back? Is there any other questions for Eric B?
Okay, take Lawless. Did you give him? Raise your hand again, Jerry, if you want to talk.
Corey got the mic.
Oh, hey, hello. I want to thank you for being here. Definitely an honor. I just want to know, is there anything on the future board as far as like new music, or like, are you working on anything, or is it still just, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I guess as a fan.
Anything is possible. Working on the TV, like movie documentaries. So there's a lot of stuff. Just a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, because just as a fan, I'm always like trying to listen to music, and sometimes I'm just like, hey, I wonder if they're gonna drop anything new just out the blue, and I'll definitely be there to check it out if so.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Jerry got the mic. Jerry got the mic again. Go ahead.
I promise I'll be real quick. So what I was going to say is, and just to add on to what you were saying, I tell friends often of mine that you got a great corporation or business going on. Don't be so quick to throw that business away for something stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, you might go out and have a good time and get in the altercation. Think twice. Like, you got to protect that baby. You know what I mean? This is your future that can change your life. So I tell everybody, don't let don't let something stupid today affect your forever. So you know what I mean. But I appreciate everything that you have done and what you're doing now, and maturity comes, and I love seeing that from any entrepreneur, anybody that has a lot of talent or whatever, that actually think twice about throwing what they have, their dreams, their future, and everything away. So I appreciate what you're doing, my man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Drop? What? Go ahead, drop. I can't wait to hear this.
Eric B, the first thing I wanted to do was pay homage, and I also wanted to say thank you because one of my favorite songs by you and Rakim, it comes off the Let the Rhythm Hit Her album, and that song was Mahogany. The reason why Mahogany is my favorite song because I was at an age in high school when I first heard that song, and I had no game at all. I used to play that song over and over and over again, memorizing the lyrics. And that became the game that I used my entire life since to get girls. It's the same thing I used to get my wife. So I wanted to thank you for that. But I did have a question, though. I saw that you sampled I'm Glad You're Mine by Al Green to make that song. I wanted to know two things. One, was the lyrics to that song written before the beat was made? Second, was there any other beats sampled to make that song before you chose I'm Glad You're Mine?
No, I just did the song and Rakim went and wrote to it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Love
That's it.
it.
Thank you.
Love it.
No, brother. I gotta tell Rakim that one that the lyrics actually got somebody a girl. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I gotta tell Rakim that one.
Yep. It's gonna make.
I'll be sure.
It's
I'll be
more
sure to
important
share
because
that
of
with him.
who it was. Because Drop actually has the girl, so that like.
Malcolm got the mic. Malcolm got the microphone. Malcolm got the microphone.
Man, Rock ass is crazy.
Hang with him.
Rakim's got a girl. He don't care.
So damn
Oh
rude.
my God. Right. Ignorant.
So,
You don't give a
Eric B, what was it like actually knowing Tupac and hanging around with them?
You know what? Tupac's one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. A family guy. If he's with you, he's ride or die. It's like, and he has. It's no not knowing if he likes you or not. I think Tupac, Whitney Houston, Jam Master Jay, there's somebody else that I got. All of them have that smile when you meet them. Like they smile at you like they've known you all their life. Tupac was one of those guys. Great person. I think he loves hard, fights hard.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
That's really great.
Real people, humble people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, if there are any more...
one thing he did,
Oh, go ahead.
he loved kids. He loved kids. If you had to say something, like say, everybody that had kids that was around, he would take your kid to the mall and take them to the Versace store and buy them $100,000 worth of clothes and come back with chocolate on their face, and then you'd be like, "Yo, are you kidding me?" Like he'd love to take your kid shopping. Love
I'll
it.
take my kids to the Versace store. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, that was the
time.
thing.
Yeah.
You want your kids to
I'll
come
take my
back.
baby to
Your
the
kids to
Versace
come back
store
with
for
Versace chains on
hand me the
and
money
clothes.
and I'll make it go way further. Yeah, I don't need no damn Versace.
I'll take care of that for my kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Just hand me the money. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch
I'll
that.
handle that.
A mile. Like, what? You got the receipt to this? Cause we gotta take this back.
Come back and straighten it
have this shit, man.
They don't need all that. They don't need that for
Yeah,
college.
like I
They
appreciate
don't
you,
need
Pop.
that right
I
now.
appreciate you, but yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, we don't wear
That can
Versace.
go
Right?
further.
He can't even say that shit. He can't spell his
Nah.
Can't even say
name.
it.
Like he go to
That's
he can't
just
even spell his
like
damn
culture
name. Like when you learn
getting
how to spell
her.
Versace, then
Yeah.
he get Versace.
That's
no.
like culture
no.
getting her little, you know,
No,
Birkin
he'd
bag.
say,
Like that's
don't have
some
a
shit she
little
don't
girl.
need.
He gonna take her,
Yeah.
get her dresses, everything.
That's
She a
cool.
lady. She need dresses.
That's
You go
right.
back
He can
get you
take her to
100
some
dresses.
dresses.
Oh no.
Yeah, just don't take her to
He love
Versace
it.
and get no damn dresses.
Oh no, that's where they going.
Yeah.
They going straight to the
Put that
Versace
in her
store.
college fund. There you
Hell
go.
no.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
going
they going
straight back to
straight to the
Versace.
Versace
Yeah,
store.
Put that
yeah, I'm going
towards
straight back to
her,
Versace
you know.
to return it.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
He ain't even got
exactly.
no. I'm like, well, look,
Yeah.
leave me the receipt just in case, you know, she can't fit it or something like that. You know, these kids
Mhm.
grow. Go ahead and leave me a
Right,
receipt. Yeah,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
go ahead and
I
take
was
care of
laughing.
that.
I was
for real.
watching the Big Mills thing. Everybody was mad at him when the kids came to the woman and gave him $20. Tupac we were out in Oakland, and there was like 4 kids. They were out washing windows. Tupac gave them $500 a piece and told them to go home. He said, "Y'all
Wow.
man, dangerous out here." Yeah, we was out there. He gave them $500 a piece and told them, "Man, y'all
Wow.
get out of here, man. It's too dangerous for y'all to be out here trying to make money." Just like,
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I had gotten my son loves Tupac, so I got him a book that they had with like his handwritten letters. They were reproduced,
okay,
but
from jail to
you
jail
know,
letters.
they had a bunch of jail letters and even music that he had written down on paper that my son still has to this
Nice.
day, and I got that probably about 15 years ago. Like my
Wow.
son loved Pac, love him some Pac, like for sure. So Pac was a good guy. You know, he was misunderstood for sure.
Mhm.
He was a great guy. He was a great guy. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to get into the portion of our show where we will be speaking about the topic. And as you can see in the front, more so, we're speaking about growing up in a single parent home versus a 2-parent home and the impact that it has if a man is missing or a woman is missing from a child's life when raising the children. Now, I don't know how many of you were here last week when I spoke. Me and Duadall spoke about me being a single mother of 5 sons. I raised 5 sons alone with my mother's help. I shouldn't say alone because I wouldn't have 5 of them. My mom made it easy for me to have kids, like because she took care of them. They were more like my brothers than my sons growing up because I was young when I had them. But I definitely had done them a disservice because for the simple fact that I am a woman and I thought by raising my sons tougher that I was helping them, and in the long run I had ended up harming them more than helping them because they're so tough now that it's hard for them to show love and affection to anybody, even the woman in their life that they love, you know, because I didn't show them love and affection.
Mhm.
And with me, with growing up, I was raised by a strong black woman. Like I swear, I thought my mother was Santa Claus at Christmas. You know, because
Mhm.
she was a single black mom, but I don't know. I thought she was having an affair with Santa Claus. That's how well our Christmases were.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
and my mom never learned how to drive. She never learned how to drive, but she took care of business. We had the same
Nice.
phone, you know, never was cut off. She got up and cooked breakfast every morning for us when we would go to school, but she was not affectionate. She did not tell us she loved us because her love showed in her actions. Like you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's just so different for me, even loving a man, because I didn't have a father and I resented it all those years. It's hard for me to be soft with a man because I didn't have a man in my life growing up, you know.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and for me to take orders from a man, now I don't have a problem because I'm just cut like that, but you know, I don't know. It's just different. It's just different. So, Eric B. Now you I didn't I wanted to touch on this, but I wasn't sure when we spoke. You said that we can talk about anything. You lost your daughter in March from a car accident, and I'm so sorry. Again, I want to give you my
I'm so
condolences.
sorry about
Um,
that.
I'm sorry.
yeah, and this was right around when COVID had started, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
press your
you have to
Hold
mute,
press your
Yeah,
microphone.
and then
mute
unmute.
yourself and unmute. Yeah, because it's I don't know something's going on with Altspace's. So AltSpace, if you're looking or if
How's
you're
that?
watching,
Can you hear me?
we need to fix that. Yeah, we
Okay.
need to fix this audio
Mm-hmm.
for
We hear you
sure.
now.
Yes, we can hear you now, Eric B.
So I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I look at, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a Saturday night. I get a call, and my phone is ringing, and they say, "Oh," they said, "Eric, Erica was in a car accident." Well, everybody knows. Rock will tell you, she's like my twin. She was 28 years
Yes.
old, and she
Yeah.
thinks she's my boss. You
Yes.
can't tell her she's not my boss. She's gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
To the doctor. So the doctor said, "Hey, doc, how you feeling?" He said, "Not too good."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Man, I've never seen nothing like this." He says, "You need to get over here." He said, "I got to be honest with you. Your daughter's not going to live, 24 hours." He said, 48 hours the most. So I got in the car, drove to Connecticut, went to the hospital. She was still, she was brain dead, but she was still, living. So, so that was Saturday, and then they pronounced it that Monday at 6:15 on Monday.
Wow.
So, but it was just, I felt great. I was there, when she
Yes.
died.
Yes.
We had a great relationship. She used to live with me at times. I mean, we had a great, great relationship. I talked to her, the night before, and I used to laugh, her and her girlfriend, all of them think they're the flyest girls in the world. So she calls me the night before that Friday. They call me Friday night at 3:00 in the morning. And she says, Dad, can you send me some money? I said, yo, can I ask you a question? You and your girlfriends, y'all can ain't no guys gonna buy y'all drinks. Why do I need a guy to buy me drinks? I got a father. Oh, okay. So I remember sending her money, that Friday, and we laughing about it. But at the end of the day, when I was in the hospital, so the chaplain is this white lady. She's the chaplain in the hospital. She says, "Eric, can I come up and pray with you?" I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
And she said, "I know we have different denominations." So she was like, saying, talking about Jesus. I said, "Ma'am, I'm a Muslim, but let me say this to you: if you talk to a Muslim and they don't believe in Jesus, you better run because they got a bomb on their back." I said, because every Muslim will tell you that Jesus was at the table too. And if you talk to somebody and they're saying something about Jesus, you better start running. So we had a great conversation. So she's telling me, Eric, I want to say a prayer. I said, well, go ahead. I said, but can I ask you a question? Can you do me a favor, please? Can you say a prayer for the driver? The driver was a kid himself. He was 28 years old. He had just got the job driving a truck, an 18-wheeler, and I said, can you please say a prayer for him and his family too? I said, because I don't hold no animosity against him. It was an accident. I said, things happen. I said, he'd wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to run Eric B's door open and kill him. I said, please say a prayer for him and his family as well as my family. She said, Eric, you know what? She said, I got to rethink this. She said, because I don't think my faith is this strong as the way you're taking this. I said, I have to. I said, when I'm on stage, when I'm doing movies, I'm on the top of the world. I believe in God. Now I'm at the lowest point in my life. I still got to believe in God.
You still
You can't I can't jump off the ship now. God has taken me this far, and God has a plan, and this was God's plan. So for me to sit here and talk about, oh God, I don't know why you did this. I'm not here to question God. You know what I'm saying? And I told everybody, I said, this is God's plan. I said I had 28 great years with her, and I said I had great memories every day, and we all laugh and we joke about it. Rock's been to my house, and one of the nicest kids you ever want to meet. So I tell people, if you believe in God, believe. No matter what you believe in, you know what I'm saying? Believe in God. I'm not gonna sit here because this happened and oh God, why? No, you gotta, man. You gotta. I believe. When I say I took oath to believe, I believe, and that's what's gotten me through everything. Everybody's like, Eric, you see who a true person is during adversity. When
Yes.
you're all up and
Yes.
everybody's having a great time, and it's not, you don't see the true person.
Yes.
When things
Yes.
happen, things happen, man, you'll see who the true person is. And I just feel at the end of the day, man, this is like, at the risk of sounding redundant, this is God's plan, and I accepted it.
I say all the time that some things that I may have been through in life, um, I feel like they may happen to me, or even things that happen to other people, because had it happened to someone who wouldn't have been able to take it, it may have been their last time that they could go through whatever they were going through. It may have been the last straw that they could take. So I minimized it by accepting the fact that it's just some of us are just meant to be able to handle those burdens, and the way that you
Yes.
handled that was phenomenal. I have to say, like that is
Yes,
amazing.
definitely.
Like that is
Yes,
amazing, and I
that is
definitely
amazing.
commend you for that. Because
Yes.
I don't know that I would have been able to, or a lot of our audience members. I don't feel like a lot
I
of them
can't.
would have been able to do that the way that you
I
did it.
It's a
definitely can't.
lot.
So
Yeah,
But
it's a
yeah,
lot.
that was part,
know.
like the gentleman asked me about growing. I think that was part of my test by God, growing and being a man and really having an understanding. And you have to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's like
You
I
do.
laugh. People come, Eric, you cut your hair. I said, yeah, I had to grow up one day. So I had to cut my hair. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You have to grow up, man. You really have to
Yeah.
grow up and deal with.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like I was going to say earlier, none of us are immune to the trials and tribulations of life. None of us. I don't
Not
care
at
what
all.
I
No,
don't
So
we're
care if you're
true.
the
not. No, we're
president of the
not.
United States. I don't care if you're the biggest movie star in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
None of
Right.
us are immune to the trials and tribulations of life.
Yep. There
Right.
it
Hey,
is.
Eric, tell them about your phone call from the president.
Oh, that was
Oh yeah.
I'm
Which president?
Wait, president?
Which
your
president?
president. Your
No,
president.
who president? Your president. President Trump. No,
I'm
you
sitting
mean
in
your
the house.
president? Don't do that.
Well, I mean, so I'm sitting in the house on a
That's your
Saturday
president.
I'm watching boxing.
We're not claiming him.
And I'm talking to me and Faison Love is on the phone. So I see the
Uh-huh.
phone and it's a 202 number, and I'm laughing. I said, Faison, I think the White House is calling me. And we laughing and joking. We thinking it's funny because it's a 202 number. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
answer the
you
phone,
see,
and the guy says, "Hello, I'm calling from the switchboard. I'm calling from the switchboard live from the White House. The President of the United States would like to
see, I'd
speak
have
to
hung
you."
up.
What?
I'd have hung up. I'd have hung up.
Facts.
They'd have
So-
got
I'm like,
out.
what
Let
he
me call
want?
my damn phone.
Yeah, so we
Like,
did.
What did he
it's
want?
So we did.
spam shit.
We did a documentary. It's called Trump versus Hollywood. So everybody
Oh,
got to
okay.
talk about this. To invite me to the viewing of the documentary at the White House. And everybody's like, Eric, are you gonna go? I was like, ain't no way. All bets is on. I'm not going to the White House. No. Trump is too toxic. No way. But the funny part of it was that years ago, we as rappers, black people, we made Trump famous because we used to
Say
make
it.
rhymes and stuff and talk about Trump, and we made him famous. So
Yep.
and we all used to hang out together in Atlantic
Yep.
City. When Mike Tyson used to fight, it used to
Yes.
be us, Don King, Trump, and Trump
Yep.
liked hanging out with his black
He
celebrities.
did. He
Right.
did.
And we all
Yeah.
used to hang out. We were all friends. And
Yeah.
this Trump right here with the with the new Trump, I don't know who this guy is. I tell
Right.
everybody, I
Yeah.
don't know who this guy.
Yeah.
But the old Trump, you call him up, hey, yo, Trump, I need a room. Yo, I got 2 rooms for you. Yo, let's go get something to eat. And this and that. And we were all cool. But this new
Mhm.
guy, I don't know who he is.
You know the
Yeah.
line.
Right.
I have black people who are friends. I have blacks as friends. So listen, we're not even gonna go there. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the topic at hand. So okay. So as far as now, do you feel like Eric, there is a difference if a male child, let's go with a male child first.
Okay.
If a male child is raised without a father in the home and raised by a woman, and if so, what do you think those are? Like, if there is a difference.
It is a different. I mean, by the good grace of Allah, I grew up in a household with my mother and father until I became a teenager. and it was a
Thank
great
God.
balance. And it was a great balance. My mother, my father was a disciplinarian, my mother was a disciplinarian, and it was just, my mother taught me a lot of things. My mother taught me how to cook, clean, and sew. My father taught me how to be a gentleman. What I'm saying? How to talk to people. How to walk, how to dress. What I'm saying? So I had a perfect balance, and I think that even if you do, you need
Yes.
that. You need that solid
Yes.
foundation. And
Yes.
sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes you don't have it. Which is sad. But you need that solid foundation. And when they say it takes a village to raise a child, it's the truth. When I was probably about 5 years old, my older brother, I call him my older brother. He's my next door neighbor, but I call him my older brother, Rich. I remember he used to sit down with me and he used to say, Eric, I need you to learn how to read and write. I was like, what? I don't need how to read and write. I can stay and ride motorcycles all day and drink beer and be like you and be in. He said, Eric, you don't sit your stupid ass down somewhere. He said, so he told me, he said, if I give you money and tell you to go to the store, you can't count. He said, that's a brilliant plan. He said, that's a brilliant plan. So he sat me down. He used to sit me down every day. He said, Eric, if you want to be like me and ride motorcycles, you got to learn how to read and write. So I attribute all this stuff to Rich because I did my times tables. I learned how to read and write because when you start reading, this is where you read like a robot. This week is this and that. So I learned it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reading all like a robot, reading all stupid. And he's like, Eric, you sound stupid. So he taught me how to be fluent in conversation. He taught me how to read and write. And it's just like I said, it takes a village to raise a child. So that was my next door neighbor. So that was my next door neighbor, which which I consider my oldest brother. He taught me how to read and write. So I think it's so important for that village to be around the kids because they learn something. They take something from everybody.
Yeah, but okay. Now but I need to know as far as like, what do you feel like would be the difference if, okay, like for me, I wasn't raised by my father. I was raised by a single mother, and trust me, like, listen, I'm super strong. I think I'm too strong though. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see a man loving my mother. So I didn't see her being soft for a man. So that's what I know. I know how to live without one. It's harder for me to live with one than it is to live without one. Like I have to adjust myself to being softer and more gentle when I'm in a relationship, and not reverting back to the strength me that I am because of how I was raised. So what do you feel like, do you see in women who didn't have fathers or men who didn't have fathers helping them to grow up, helping to raise them? What do you see in them?
I've seen it. I've seen the runaway train. I said it's a runaway train. Women looking for love in the wrong places, not having a father to tell them, hey, wait, hold on, little girl. That dude don't really love you. He don't got no love for you. He just want to get what you got. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that, and and a lot of women think that because they have their own jobs and they think that their independence means that they can raise a child. It does not mean that. You're still hurting their child. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, my greatest thing, like they asked me about mentoring, other people that came up, they asked me, what are some of the worst things that you've done? I mean, I love my children to death, but the worst things I could have ever done was had kids out of wedlock and not having my kids live in the same house. And, I can be honest with that. I love all my kids the same, but not being able to raise them in the same household and give them the same love and honor that my parents gave me, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hurtful because you can't. But you have a kid over here, a kid over there, and you dealing with the mother. She got a man. She got this. She got that, and it really hurts the child. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now the child is torn between, do I rock with my
Yes.
mother? Do I rock with my father? Oh, I can't tell my mother
Yeah.
that my father said this. Oh, my father got a girlfriend. I don't want to tell my mother because
Yeah.
she's going to get mad. She don't want me to go there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and it's just so much ignorant,
Yeah.
stupid ass shit
Yeah.
that we
Right.
that
Yeah.
we jump go
Yeah.
back and forth. And I tell people, they ask me,
Mhm.
what is the greatest falls that you've ever had in your life? I said, having kids out of wedlock. And I said, you know,
Yes.
having kids by
Yeah.
the same person, that's what you should do. And if we
Right.
really should instill that, you know, in our younger generation.
Well,
Yes.
listen,
And I
I
wish
have a
somebody would
And
have
niece.
Eric,
I
instilled
have a,
that in
but
me.
I
yeah.
have a niece. I have a niece that my niece she has 3 children, all by the same guy, and now she's
Mhm.
pregnant with her 4th baby by the same guy. But the
That's
problem
beautiful.
is, this man, no, it ain't beautiful, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not beautiful. This
Okay.
man is not in her life. He does not respect her. He does not take care of the children. Like, he knows that he can get away with the bull crap with her, and she continues to do it, thinking that he's going to change because she has those children by him. And I will tell you, young ladies in the audience, that just
Yes.
because you have a baby by a man, it will not make him love you more. It will not make him act right. It will not make him stick around. You have to be careful who you choose to have children by. Pay attention to
Yes.
how they were raised. Look at what they
Yes.
went through when they were coming up. Ask questions about, how do you love your mother? How do you love your father? So you can know it is a blueprint for what you're going to go through in that relationship. You have to start
Mhm.
asking questions. The point of my show is for the young people in our audiences that come in here that don't have the guidance, and we can give you
Mhm.
some sort of guidance from our mistakes, because I've
Yeah.
made plenty of them. That's why I can speak about it, because I have made so many. So yeah,
Mhm.
like, and then another thing with us, with the women and men, when you have these children by these people, stop talking down on them to their kids. Quit doing that, because let them make their own decision. You can talk about
Yes.
it amongst your girlfriends, amongst your family members, but do not talk down about your child's father or your child's mother to that child. Let them love
Mhm.
them, because I have always said, this is my motto:
Let them
give
learn
your
on their own.
children, yeah, and give your children so much love that love from anybody else is not a necessity but a bonus. If you love your children so much, they won't go out there looking for anything that looks like love, that feels like love, and they don't know the difference. They have no clue that this really is not love. It's not. It may be somebody using you at the moment for whatever they can get. It may be somebody that's, feeding their ego. It's just so many different scenarios. We'll go to the
Yes.
audience here in a minute, Rock.
So
I'm gonna go to the
I wanted
ladies
to.
so we can get their
I was gonna say, I want to speak on what Eric B was talking about. Like, my father has had 9 kids with different women,
Mhm.
all different women. I'm the third oldest. So, and I just recently, last month, met one of mine that's 19 years old, and I never met him before. And I met my niece for the first time, and she is 16 years old. It's
Wow.
just, it just feels crazy, because it's like I don't know most of my own siblings,
And it
and
seems like you
I'm
have a
not raised
hole.
in the same city.
Yeah.
right,
It seems
right,
like you have a hole.
yeah.
Hmm.
I know
And it
that's
just,
what I. It's
it
tough.
doesn't feel the same, and it's not like something I can prevent, or I can change it. Now that I'm a grown adult, like, I can make the change and go and visit them and go and contact them. But when I'm younger, I don't know about these things. My mom was in a sort of competition, I guess, with their mothers. It wasn't
Oh.
like Lil Wayne's baby mamas, where they're all cool and they hang out with each other. It was not like that. It
Money will
was
make
more
you
like
cool.
my
Money will
mom's.
make you cool. Money will make you
Yes.
cool and
If
make
you're
things
getting
more
paid,
acceptable.
then
That's another
it's.
thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it isn't even about you getting paid benefits. Like, things harder things are easier to take when money pads it. Like, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just the truth. So
Yep.
yeah, like, how many women that have babies by the celebrities, and they're willing to be put on the back burner, just like Floyd Mayweather is perfect example. because he bought these Birkin bags. But what's crazy is he takes them back when the relationship is over. If you don't act right.
That's fucked up.
But so you know what I mean? Like, we as people have to do better with one another.
Yes.
They can you tell us what about you? You have children. What's your input on this topic?
Well, like he was saying, I like he said, it takes a village to raise a family. I honestly didn't learn that until now because I have my son is 15, and at first I started raising him by myself. So I didn't have a choice but to step up and try to do both. And his dad was basically video calls and everything like that. So it was really hard raising him because once my son got 6 feet, believe me, y'all, I was starting to get scared of him because my son is really tall. And it was like, if I hit him, I was thinking maybe he might hit me back because he's bigger than me and his hits might hurt. So after a while, it's about when my son started getting a little bigger and as his dad started getting a little bit closer to it, and he's still in the military now. He's off and on, and I did meet my new husband, and we got married, and he has been in my son's life, and he has been building that foundation with my son, even though my son still has he has both of them, stepdad and his regular dad. It's a little bit easier on my son, and it's a lot easier for a lot of people because I was raised with two dads too. I had both of my dads. I had a stepdad who I recently just lost like a month ago. So I had him, and then I had my real dad. So my real dad wasn't there as much because he knew that we catered to my stepdad because my stepdad was there in the house. He did everything, and my dad would just come by like, hey, we'll call, and then he'll come through. But other than that, I was practically raised with my stepdad. So I wanted to build the same foundation as in having your dad around or having a father in the home with my kid, but things didn't happen like that once, because the military actually tears a family apart, if you guys didn't know, because all they do, who can keep a man for 3 years and they're just gone for 3 whole years? It's really, really hard. It's a hard foundation to deal with, especially for me. It was really hard having a kid. So I did go on, and I had 2 other kids by a different guy who is now my husband, and he's been the foundation to the whole family. He keeps everybody minded. I honestly believe now, I do believe that you need a foundation. Before I was like, fuck this, I can do it on my own. I don't need nobody. But when my son started having to go to the bathroom, and I used to have to try to act like I had one and show him how to use the bathroom, I ain't gonna lie to you, that was hard. I had to try to stand up and teach him myself, like, how to do this. And it was hard. Like, I had to teach him how to be a man. I was just like, I can't teach you how to be a man because I don't know how to be a man. And it was really, really hard at the beginning until I seen some people started stepping up. And like my grandma used to always say, it takes a foundation to build a family, period. So with me, I did have dads, but I want my kids to also feel the same way. But I hope that anybody that's out here thinking that you can raise a daughter by yourself, my husband's like, honestly, he don't even know what to do with my daughter. He's like, she got to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh, well, take her. He's like, that's not for me. So I'm like, it goes both ways because a man can't raise a daughter, a girl, and a girl cannot raise a man child. I honestly believe that. It took me time to learn, but now I really do believe it. Like, it was really, really hard for me. It was just things that I couldn't teach my son or tell him. Like, he like, Mom, so what do I say to a girl? I'm like, huh? Like,
if I had it to do over again, and this is gonna sound crazy because man, I love my boys. But if I had it to do over again, I would have sent my sons with their fathers for their fathers to raise them, and then I would have come in and done the motherly thing when I was needed. But I would let them have a prominent role in my son's life. And I'm not even gonna lie, probably in a girl's life too, because women, I don't know. We definitely try, but I don't know. I feel like, with us, we can be a little bit too much. We can be a little bit too much.
I feel like we need a father and a mother.
A man definitely can't raise a daughter. I remember giving Erica baths, and she was a little girl, and she started growing breasts. I almost threw up. I was like, Jesus. Oh, man, I couldn't take it. I said, this ain't for me. I said, this is when I draw the line. I said, I'm out.
Yes.
That's how
That's
I
a
get to learn with the
yeah.
boys. Like, I'm not about to, I don't know how to hold it. I don't know what to tell you.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know, sir. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
And it's so bad because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, because how I did with my boys, I fucked them up. I have fucked them boys up, and that's just the truth. They're good boys. Now, this is what I will say. Because how tough I was on my boys, and my boys knew not to play with me. None of my boys have been to prison. None of them have any felonies. They don't have no record. And where we come from, it's prevalent. It's just known. All my brothers have been to prison. Like, you know, they all have records. Even still to this day, my brother got a case right now that he's fighting. So I will say, because, you know, I was a little too tough, you know, they were scared of me. They were scared of me. I think they still lightweight scared of me, for sure. You know, because they know if they touch me ever, I'm going to prison.
Right.
But go ahead. Let's hear from you, Princess. I'm sorry, honey. We last not
Yeah,
least,
yeah.
Let's hear your stance on that. You have
Yeah, I
you
was
have
raised.
children?
I do. I have a 17-year-old, and
Okay.
her father was in her life for the first couple years, and he had
Yeah.
other children, and you know it was so hard trying to like keep her like siblings, like keep in contact with them, you know, and like I really would wish that they had a better relationship, you know, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
I ended up leaving him, and I ended up getting with, you know, another
Yes.
guy, and
Yes.
raising her with him, and he was such a great father figure for her for many years of her life. So I'm really thankful for that. And yeah. So but her birth father, you know, he had multiple children, and like what you were saying earlier, Eric B, like, you know, having trying to have like, if I could do it over again, yes, I wish that we all could, like, you know, the father, me and him could be together, and like we could like raise her together with all the other siblings. It could be all like just one, just
Yes.
just
Yes.
have all the kids
That's
together.
ideal. Yeah. That's
Right,
ideal.
right. It's like, it's not, you know, she's doing great now with her stepfather, and you know, he's a great father figure to her,
That's
and
good.
you know, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
good.
real.
It's good.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even though I have 5
That's
sons,
good.
you know, and you would think
Hmm.
because I also had 4 brothers that it would
Right.
have been, you know, easier because you would have felt
Hmm.
that I had male figures at least in their life. But,
Hmm.
you know, like I said, my brothers were in the streets, and I didn't want I've never been a street female, so I never wanted my sons to glorify the streets or run the streets, like, you know what I mean. But it's crazy, like, because if I talk to my sons now, they'll tell me things that they were doing at 13 and 14 that I really had no clue. They're like, yeah, like, man, mommy, yeah, we used to come in high. I'm like, you used to come in what? I'm like, no, you ain't never came in my damn house high. And like,
Right.
yeah, man, we used
That's
to
the
be
best
high. Like,
shit.
you know, I'm like, because I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I don't
Yeah.
drink. My kids didn't see me do any of that. Like, you know, I've done my
Mhm.
dirt. Let's not get it twisted. But
Mhm.
those things they never seen me do. So when they told me that, I'm like, where did y'all learn it from? Because
Mhm.
I didn't get high. Like
Yeah.
we got friends. What do you mean? I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
y'all really came in my damn house high, like, at 13? At 13?
Yes.
13 years
What?
old.
But
They
it
can
is the
start
best
early.
thing to like tell your
Mhm.
parents after the fact, years later, that you did some
Yeah.
shit, and they're just like,
Right,
"What
right.
the fuck?" And you're
Right.
like, "Oh yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
It was fine."
listen. My one son, because he was kind of spoiled, he did the thing which I say white people to do, because it's not really something the black kids do because they know better. I'm just gonna be
Right.
100. They know better,
Mhm.
but he would be in trouble he would get on punishment, and I would go look in his room, and it would look like he was in there sleeping. Well, I didn't go in and check, and he did the infamous put the clothes underneath the cover the, you know, and would go off the
That's
roof,
hilarious.
go off the roof and go off the. I'm like,
The
boy, that's
roof.
some white shit.
That
Like,
is
what?
crazy. It's
We
like
don't do no shit. What did you go? We don't do
That's
that's
that.
like
hilarious.
something out of a movie. That's crazy.
Right.
No, that's that white people. That's a white. Sorry,
Yeah, that
white
is
people,
some
but that
white
is-
people
that's-
shit
That's
right
y'all
there.
stuff. That's y'all stuff. We don't do that. We don't do that. We scared. We gonna get caught. What?
I
Right.
always wanted to do
That shit on
that
the
shit
roof.
too.
Damn.
Yes.
Man, what?
I always
Listen,
wanted to do
yeah.
that. I never did
Girl,
it.
listen,
Yeah.
that little mug,
I just
he
told
was
my mom, I'm
gone.
like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he was. What? You told your mom you was what?
But I was leaving. I had my own car, so I was like, all right, I'm out for the
You're
night.
out, huh?
Yep.
At what age?
I had my own car when I was 17.
But if you were punished, if you were on punishment, you still left?
Well, I just didn't have my phone for, like, she was pretty lenient. Like, I still had my keys. I just didn't have my phone, so.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I wasn't lenient.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm still in a dip, so.
Yeah, they know it now because they think they can talk back now. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, who you talking to? They like, I'm a man. I'm like, boy, you came out of me. You ain't never going to be a man to me. I know. And see, that's that mother thing, because they are men. They are men, but I'll never see them as men because they're my babies. And my babies, they're 30. Like, they 30. They 24 to 30 years old, and I still be treating them like, like babies,
like little baby still, like your little kids.
But my brothers treat them like men. So so okay, you guys, let's go to the audience and get you guys input, on our topic tonight. And
click the
maybe what
raise
we
your
have
hand
said up
button
here.
if you'd like to speak.
Shaniqua got the mic. Shaniqua got the mic.
I don't think you're saying her name wrong. I think you're saying her name wrong. Please correct that.
It's
okay.
Shanique.
Thank you. Yes, it's okay.
Rock, why are you butchering it? Yeah.
And Shannon and Monique. So she took each name and put it together. No, I would like to say, like, as a foundation, I think it's so.
You breaking up.
Can you hear me?
You breaking up, and I want to hear what you're saying. You can
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay,
We can
go
hear.
ahead. They can hear you.
Okay, as a foundation, I think it's so imperative to make sure that you love yourself, and I think people forget that. You can't give something that you don't have yourself, and however you treat yourself, you will be open to treat the other person the same way, and vice versa, so that when you have kids, because kids don't look at what you say, they look at what you do, right?
Yes.
Right.
And you both have to be on one accord, right? Because they're going to try to say, well, we know mom is not going to is not going to have it, so we're going to go to dad because dad's going to maybe let us get by, or vice versa. And when it comes to relationships and having kids, right, to me it's not just, and I think what's happening too is that the way people value themselves and sex and really taking time to get to know people. If I just want to be with somebody, just be with somebody so they can say I got somebody.
They got them. Yeah.
And then they're miserable,
right?
And they don't know who they're dealing with, and then they end up having kids with somebody that
they don't know.
Now you're tied to that person for the rest of your for the rest of that child's life, or until one of you guys die, and it's just like things happen, right? But if you don't heal and grow from it, it's just going to be like a generational curse that keeps going in the family instead of making a change. So it all got to start with you and your relationship with God and how you treat people.
Right. Yeah. No, that is true. That is so true.
Laythorn got the mic. Laythorn got the mic.
Yeah, hi. Thank you. I'm on the kids' end of this. My parents got divorced when I was 13, and then my mother raised me.
Okay.
Once I hit like 20, 21, instead of being my mom, we agreed we'd be best friends. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm always her little kid, even though she's passed. I'm still her little boy.
Yeah.
In my adult life, one of the things I did, because I haven't been blessed with kids, and at 53, I don't see it happening. So, unless I'm going after something that I really don't need to be going after, which is not right. Being straight up. But what I do is I teach martial arts. And I teach it out of my apartment. And I have 3 students that are kids, 2 of which are from broken households. There's one girl has her grandparents raising her, another girl has only her mother raising her. So what I'm doing for my part is I'm trying to be that positive role model in their life that they can talk to if they need to outside of their parent. I'm never going against the parent.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be that positive role model for her and for them, I should say, and see how I can help.
Yes. Yeah. You know, that's the
That's
thing
good.
too. Like kids definitely need. Hold on, Rock, because I know you about to do it. So let me stop you right down now because I'm talking. But kids will definitely they need somebody other than parents to go to. You know, but that's for yourself because some people you don't want giving your kids advice. You know, so man, yo, if you haven't had
Yeah.
children and you plan on having to have children, it doesn't come with a handbook. And the only thing you can do is do your best and, you know, learn as you go. You know,
Mhm.
you're not going to be perfect. There's going to be times when they hate you, when you feel like they
Mhm.
have no reason to hate you. You know,
Right.
you can just try to do your best. You can just try to do your best, and
That's all you can
through it
do.
all, love them. But don't love them to where you're ruining them. Because a lot of you parents ruin your children. You love them
Yes.
so much when some of them heathens don't deserve love at that time because then they come to society and you know they wreck society because you don't love them through the bullshit and they ain't
Yes.
deserve it. They needed their ass beat. You know, I don't come.
Mhm.
We come from ass beating families. Like you know,
Yes.
yeah, my kids got whooped. We
Mhm.
believe in that. I know it's
Mhm.
2020. Y'all believe that? Put them in the corner. My kids would have been like corner. Like what? Man,
Yeah.
Right.
fuck, I'm supposed to do in this corner. So yeah, my kids
Mhm.
got their ass whooped for sure. They also don't got no felonies. Ain't been in prison either. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's great.
Book,
but go
book
ahead,
got the
Rock.
mic. Book got the mic. Book got the mic. Book.
What up, Book? Why your name Book? Your name ain't Book.
It's
What's your old
Bustin'.
Bustin',
name?
isn't
That's
it? Isn't it
bustin'.
Bustin'?
That's
I get so
bustin'
tired
in
of
He
y'all. I
changed
disguise.
his
swear.
name.
Uh-huh.
Bustin'
The
change his
hell is
name every
Book?
day.
Bustin', why'd you change your
Right.
name?
No,
Why'd
he
you try
actually
to be
does it.
incognito? Yeah, why'd
Book.
you change your
You even
name?
read books? Dude, we can't hear you.
Bustin', we
Come
can't even
on.
hear you.
Can
Book.
Just like a
Just
book,
book,
we
huh?
can't
you
hear
press
it.
the microphone on him?
Mm-mm.
Can you fix that? Because I really can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear
We
book.
we can't hear you,
Book.
Bustin'. We're gonna still call you Bustin' though, so
Hell yeah,
Right.
I'm calling him busting. Then
you're still
Rock, what you
Bustin'.
doing? You
Oh
be
yeah,
messing
there we
up.
go. All
Hold on.
right, yeah, what's good?
Okay,
Y'all can
there
hear me
go
now?
book.
We hear you
All
now.
right,
We hear you,
yeah.
book.
Book.
All right. Nah, from my perspective from it, like for me, like I mean, also what you were saying about Diva is like how you kids came
Rock.
in and said like raising from the streets. To me, I consider
Yeah.
myself that. No disrespect towards my mama or my dad, because like to
Yeah.
me, they taught me a lot of things and everything. But for me, when like being on towards in the streets, I learned from my friends, my peoples, how I learned from them. It's just like how they act around their family. And
Yep.
then it
Yep.
taught me a lot how to respect my family because like I see how
Yes.
grateful they are for what they have, and I'm like I need to be more
You just
grateful
gave
towards
me
my
chills,
family.
Bustin'. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, my bad,
Man.
no, but yeah,
No, that's
but
good.
it's
That's
true.
good.
Yeah, I mean, it's true
Mhm.
though. It's just like how they treat them. I'm just, and it taught me a lot. And then I slowly learned, like my mom, like I'm one of the people who rocked the boat, who her parents have never been married. So like
Yes.
they
Yep.
were never together. So I was
Preach.
jumping house to house from time to time, see my mom and my
Yeah.
dad. Thank God my mom and my
Yes.
dad are still alive. I'm so grateful of that.
Thank God.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
they both taught me their strengths and their weaknesses. Like my mom, her strength was always speak your mind and don't be afraid to speak your mind. But she never showed me the weakness of when to not to speak your mind. So when you speak your mind, sometimes it hurts people around you and you lose people, and sometimes you need people in your
Mm-hmm.
life. And
Mm.
then my dad, his greatest strength, what he taught me is just be grateful what you have. And my mom taught me that too, because she has nothing, and my dad has something, but my mom didn't have nothing and showed me that even when
Yeah.
you have nothing, you have something and be grateful that you have something. And
Say
sometimes it
it.
could be life or the littlest things that you have. Sometimes with my family, some of my family, they take it from me granted, and then he shows me just
Yeah.
sometimes you got to be strong-willed to hold those things that are precious to you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's our little Bustin'. You know that? That's our little Bustin' right
Yes.
there. Bustin', hold
Yes,
on.
Bustin'.
he's
Before you hold
somebody.
Yeah.
on, hold on, Rock, because I
Look
gotta
at
ask
him.
Bustin'. What's up with that?
Uh, I've been rocking with Bustin for since I was little, so I'm just trying to change it up, trying to be a
No, you
different
should keep
person,
it
you know.
busting.
I'm trying to change it up. Like,
we not calling you that. You do know that. We're not calling you that.
Though.
Yeah,
we
wow,
calling
You're busted.
Well, I ain't never seen you read a book.
Busted. I don't mind. It's just
That's all we call you. I'm just letting you know that.
Right.
Yeah, don't do
All
that.
right, cool.
You're still busted.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, I was booked. All right, well, can you go to the next caller?
Anybody want to raise their hand? If not, boss, you got the show.
All right, yeah, back to the boss, back to the boss.
Blackjack.
Back to
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
His hand.
Okay,
Blackjack just
all right.
raised.
Let's
Blackjack
go.
got the mic. Blackjack, you got the mic. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, how you doing? You guys, you can hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
we hear you.
All right, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. I think one of the most important things, is just find quality people to raise children. I'm
Okay.
no.
Good luck
When you
with
find
that.
a partner,
but okay.
when you find a partner and stuff like that, try to look for stuff. For me, I feel like I got kind of lucky. Both of my parents were able to get remarried, so I had a luxury of 4. But in that between time, while they were searching, I was a single child with one parent and go to another parent, being a single child, but they were separated. They have multiple children, so it's like, from the child point of view, sometimes you feel like you're competing because you're like, well, you got a whole new family. Am I competing because I'm staying with my mom? And then and then your parents, sometimes they use you against your, oh, your dad doesn't really have time for you and this and stuff like that. And then
don't do that, people.
doing all different things like that. And then like, I didn't know that I was getting child support until one day I went to the mailbox and
let's talk about
opened
child
it up.
support. Yes.
Opened it up.
That'll be another show. That'll be another show.
A check
That's
with
a
my
lot
name
of
on it.
topic right there.
Yeah, I was like, I
show.
saw a check with my name on it, and I was like, well, how come I can't get no shoes? You know what I'm saying? We going to the Goodwill to get clothes, and you getting a check. You know what I'm saying?
You put on them lights.
You're getting paid.
You put on them lights.
Yeah, right. But, especially because
some of the money.
when I'm if I'm living, with you. And then I mean, I don't understand because I'm looking from a little kid's point of view, right? So I go to school. Everybody else got new clothes for school and stuff like that. One time I got called out because I got a shirt from Goodwill that one of the kids in the school donated, and it still had his name on the tag.
Shit.
And he called me out, so I had to beat his ass right there because you know what I'm saying. I had to defend myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, man, you ain't gonna call me out now. I gotta do this.
He touch you though.
Yeah,
touch you.
No, but I just said that's what had to, I don't know where everybody else is from, but I'm in Boston. You only got one option. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
So it's just, I feel like it's really important. Luckily, my parents got their stuff together, my father got his stuff together, and they had to overcome some stuff because they fought addiction, and they were able to get their life correct, and both of them were able to do that. My mom, unfortunately, she wasn't able to get her life correct, and I lost her earlier this year. But
I'm so sorry.
Watching them go through their stuff has made me a better individual, and I feel like when I'm in that opportunity to actually start a family, that I'll make better decisions based off of what I'm seeing, similar to what Wes was saying. Being able to look at it from that third person, sometimes that gives you more insight on it. But if you can set it up to make sure you find a quality person in the beginning, just ask them. And sometimes I feel like we don't take enough time to qualify a person before we give them everything. You know what I'm saying? It might be a simple question is just like, what do you want to do in 5 years? And if you can't even answer that, should we be making a child? You know what I'm saying? This is a conversation that we should have.
That is important.
And it's just simple questions. I think if we set up just a couple of quick questions to pre-qualify, it might save us a couple things. I know we're not used to it because the way that society goes, it just makes it feel like we're supposed to link up and connect and do the thing, but. We all lost a generation, so there was some information that we didn't get, so we're trying to figure it out. And I think this is a beautiful platform to help people get that information.
Thank you.
But I definitely see like that information is lost. We just gotta figure it out. But just adding a couple more questions, getting to a different level. Because the physical part is good, but you gotta see what's going on upstairs too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to pay attention to who's going to be raising your child if it doesn't work out when you're not there. So, would you want to leave your child alone with this person? Would you want this person to be a representative of you when you aren't there to be able to raise your child? Because they're getting their feed from them.
Drop got the mic.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to drop you.
Man, I don't even know what she's talking about. Drop got the mic.
Sick of you.
Now you're about to get I kind of agree that one of the worst things. And personally, I believe that no one, I don't care if they're a step parent or they're long story short, it's conditional love. The love of both parents, that's your child. So if your child sees your parents working together, most likely they're going to be in a successful relationship when they get older. Any other relationship is a conditional relationship. And back to what Blackjack was saying, one of the things I noticed when I was coming up, when you watch sitcoms, you would see that someone would bring someone they're dating home, and then the parents would ask questions like, well, what does his parents do? And questions along those lines. All of those questions actually mean something, because when you're asking about, like, okay, so where from, basically, where that person comes from is who they're going to be, because we tend to recreate our mistakes. So if we've been a single parent, most likely our kids going to be single parents. If our kids, and so with that being said, all of those questions matter. So you got to know where someone comes from to find out where they're actually going. And so that's what leads to Blackjack's statement about finding a quality person. You first got to look at where they came from, and then you got to ask questions about where they're going in 5 years and etc.
But there's also other things to that too.
Because at the end of the day, like, I get what you're saying, but I know plenty of people who came from messed up situations that turned out to be great people. Like, so we can't say because they come from a single parent home that they won't turn out to be great people, or they don't make worthy mates, or somebody that you shouldn't have children with. So I don't want that to be said in this forum, because that's not what we're saying. We want to give our children a head start for sure, and a good head start, because the deck is already stacked against them. We know that because of life. But you are not a bad person. You should not have children because you don't. I don't even feel like you should not have children because you don't have a mate. It's 2020. Yes, it would be ideal, but some people would be great parents even without having a father or a mother. Like, what about gay couples who would not have a mother or not have a father? I don't agree with it, because it's not my lifestyle, but I know there are some amazing gays out there that would make better parents than straight parents. So I don't want you guys to think that on this show that for me, I'm speaking for me, that I don't advocate for a good parent. Whether you're a single parent, whether you're a gay parent, I just want you to raise good people that go out in society and they want to be productive and helpful members of society. So, it would be great and ideal.
Home, or did you come from a nuclear family?
Yeah, that's none of your business. You are not somebody. Yeah, you are not somebody I would have a conversation with. You know, I would have. That's why I can say. But that's why I can say it. That's why I can say it, because I can't. I came from. You shut up. Listen, you shut up. I know you're talking to you. Listen. At the end of the day, necessarily your parents. Just a moment. He always do this to you, Saxy. He always do this to you. But to say what you were just saying, Drop. Yeah, I definitely came from a single parent home, and I wish it had been differently. But my mom was a beast, baby. When I say she was a beast,
got the mic.
She shut up. Right. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not playing with you. Don't do it.
Sax got the mic.
Sax, just a moment, because he don't run nothing here but his mouth. He don't run nothing here but his mouth. But as I was saying, like, my mom was a beast. Honey,
we ain't doing it back and forth. Sax got the mic.
Who you talking to? Because you're not talking to me.
You.
You're not talking to me. No, you're not. No, you're not. Anyway, now I say Sax, you got the mic. I said it, not him. Me, I said it. Ugly self. I can't stand your ugly tail. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sax. Mute your damn self. The hell?
Yeah, we hear you breathing, Darth
I'm
Vader.
tired of you. Ain't even getting none and breathing like that. Sick of you.
Jeez.
Feel bad for your wife, but she gotta listen to that.
Go ahead, Sax. Go ahead, Sax. Go ahead.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I think he's
Would y'all let
sleeping
Saxy
sometimes.
speak? What's wrong with
Shit.
y'all?
We waiting? Shit.
Hey, Saxy,
Everybody
go
else been
ahead.
speaking shit. Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking?
Wow. Really?
Oh. I think he muted himself.
No, I
Magic
think
got the mic.
Rock
Magic got the
muted him.
mic. I'll come back to Sax.
Can you hear me
Magic.
now?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
somebody-
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Well, so I just had a question for Drop, specifically related to the foster care system. So you said the worst thing in the world is for a child to be raised out of wedlock, I guess. So if somebody, for example, is in the foster system, would you rather them be there than be raised by somebody who
Thank you, sir.
maybe right?
Ooh.
No, what I'm simply saying is the best case is to be raised in a nuclear family by both.
No,
your
you said
parents.
the worst.
No, I just said the best case is to be raised.
No, the first
in a
time
nuclear
you said the
family.
worst is to be raised out of wedlock. Those are
Right.
your
Mhm.
words.
You
Raised
said
by-
those are facts.
and
That's
by a
facts.
single parent, because I think it
That's
leads
the
to a
worst
variety
thing that
of
could
issues.
happen to you.
And I think that
Okay.
I think it leads to the high homosexuality rate in the black community.
What did
I
you
think
just
it
say?
leads to a whole
Mute
lot of
him.
single
Mute
dads.
him.
I
We
think
want
it leads to
we want
a
people to come
whole
back.
lot of issues.
Mute him. Yeah, mute him. We
but
want people
what
to
I'm
come
saying
back.
is the-
Yeah. Mute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Moving on. Yeah. Okay. Sax, that was great. I loved it. Do you have anything else to say, Sax? Because yeah, we want to hear it for sure. The hell, dude! Like seriously, you talk yourself into this mess, Drop. Can't believe you just said that dumb shit. For real.
Nah, I just
I
felt
really can't.
spicy for a second. So
I don't know how dude got a woman. Shit. For real. Man.
Magic got the mic. Magic, you on, Matt? You good? You can talk?
Yeah, I think
Come
I'm
on,
right
Matt.
here.
Madge. Come
Go
on,
ahead, go ahead,
Madge.
Magic. Go
Yeah, we hear you,
ahead.
Magic.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
Hey,
I would
Magic.
just say, like honestly, when it comes down to having, this idea of a balance between, man, woman, raising kids, mother, father, present. My situation was that my dad was there up until I was 15, and then he passed.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
throughout that entire time, he gave me this gift of like manhood lessons. Like he
Yeah.
poured into me
Yeah.
everything that he could about being a man. I mean, he would talk to me as a kid about this is how you treat a woman, this is how you raise a family, and the biggest gift he gave me was this example of getting up, going to work, and being present. And so when I got older, I raised my kids. I had my first kid very early, and so I've raised 3 kids. My youngest is in college. And so I'm seeing the examples of, I got 2 sons and a daughter in the middle, and I see the examples of what these young people are growing up to be. I encourage them to go try to take over the world, and that's what they, are attempting to do. And I think it's more achievable, and this isn't knocking anything, but I think it's more achievable because they didn't have certain hangups. They didn't have the hangup of not knowing, if there was a father that loves them. I was present. I mean, I was at the birth of all 3 of my kids. I was there, doing Little League. I've coached football since my oldest could play all the way up, and being present for them, I think, is absolutely imperative, for a man.
Yes.
Whether
Yes.
you're ideally,
Yes.
now y'all might get mad at me. I have a tendency to agree with Drop though. I think the ideal situation is a nuclear situation where you have a mother and father raising kids. But if you can't have that scenario, because not everybody can have that, I think that the men, are going to have to step up to some level, because
Step
there's
up.
an example of what a
Yes.
man needs to be that can only be passed down from a man.
From a
And if
man.
not,
Exactly.
you're going to see
Exactly.
men start taking on the role unfollowing mom. I mean, even even in AltspaceVr, I see dudes that follow females around here like they still looking for their mother because they don't know how to be men. You know, and if you offended, then
you went low.
Yeah, but it's not low. It's facts. I mean, you know, if a man's standing on his, he know who he is, and if he feels triggered by that, then you know it's whatever. But I'm speaking on something that like I see and perceive as a man, and that's not trying to go at any of my brothers, but you can just see sometimes where those deficiencies come into life. Not just in AltspaceVr. I won't just target AltspaceVr dudes. I'll just say in life in general. You see these little boy scenarios constantly play out. You see these dudes that don't know how to be men, but they want attention. You know, they want to be cute still. They want to be, you know, all of these things. And so they act out, you know, the scenario being a little boy in front of everybody constantly. You know, whether that's, you know, that constant look at me and attention, whether that's sitting in the living room playing a video game versus looking for a job or, you know, whatever the scenario is. So I guess my thing is to apply pressure on men, you know, and just say, look, it's never too late. Like, you know, these cats that got older sons, older daughters, still step up, put forth the effort because psychologically, any child wants to know that their parent give a damn, you know, and they love them. So if you didn't step up, you weren't present, that doesn't mean that you can't go back. You can't repair everything that all the damage you did, but you can begin to try to mend, you know. And so I guess not to just go rambling, but I guess like I really think that men can kind of turn this thing, you know, a lot of the damage in society, because a lot of times the women are around, the men are disappearing. We could change that by starting to be examples for our peers and starting to be examples for, you know, these young men out here, mentors, you know, hell, coach somebody in sports like I've done. Be those examples of manhood.
Your time,
you know,
your time is precious.
Okay, so guys, you know, thank you, Magic, for that. Now we're getting down to the end of our show, so I would love to continue to go on to the audience, but I like to respect the guest time who came, and Eric B. We definitely appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And if there's anything that you'd like the audience to know about, any upcoming projects that you have going on, or anything that you'd like to say in closing to the topic, now's your time.
No, just say thank you for everybody for coming out. I couldn't even get into the room. There were so many people here. I had to come right here to sneak me in the back door. But I just want to say thank you to everybody. It's been a great ride, you know, 35 years and still going, and I appreciate every one of them that even listened to it right. You know, thought about Eric B. and Rakim, and on behalf of Eric B. and Rakim, I just want to say thank you.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us the music that you have given us. Thank you for continuing to perform and giving us quality work. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate you. We want to support you in all your future endeavors. And just, you know, come see us sometime. I know you get busy, but you know, come see us sometime. Come bless us.
We got to do this again. We got to do this again.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. Definitely
it's been a pleasure.
We've enjoyed it. We got to do it all in the audience too, y'all. Definitely want to shout him out for coming in. You know, he changed his outfit while he was here in front of everybody. You know, but
he dressing for the winter. It's getting colder. Especially in New Jersey.
He done got better, y'all. When he first got on, he was a hot mess. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. He
upped his AltspaceVr fashion game.
Girl, what? Listen,
he must have got his VR.
Look, y'all be trying to catch something to the single ladies in the audience. Hold on, to the single ladies in the audience, we will be starting. We will be starting a dating program where we will be matching up avatars with avatars, so make sure y'all see us about that, because that's another future endeavor that we have going on.
Hey, and my boss, tell me if they're interested in being a man in the middle, right there.
Yes, if you're interested in being our next man in the middle, now you see what you got to deal with. I don't know about these other ladies, but you definitely got to deal with the boss. And boss ain't no joke. She ain't nothing to play with. I'm not mincing no words. I don't care who you is up on this stage. So make sure if you want to tangle with the boss, make sure you go ahead and email us at Man in the Middle. Drop. We might get him up here one day, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I like Drop and I don't like Drop, just like Rockadollar. So we may have to get him up here one day, and me and Drop might have to go at it. I'm just scared that we're gonna lose a lot of audience members, but I need y'all to understand that his views are not our views, so don't hold that against us. So
hey, boss, tell them about the new studio next week.
No. Well, we have a new studio. We have been blessed that we have a new studio built that is amazing. You are not going to believe it. Built by Artsy herself, and thankful to our benefactor, Rockadollar. He probably want us to call him Daddy, Rock. But that ain't gonna happen. We appreciate you. Hell no. Not at all.
He's just Rock.
But Rock, we want to let y'all know we appreciate Rock. Rock go hard for this show, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Rock go hard for this show. The show was his ideal, for me, and I appreciate him. This man. He slip up, man. He slip up, but God, he go hard for the show. And don't mistake the banner for me not loving him.
We appreciate.
I love him. I love that little ugly man up there. I love him for real. That's like my brother. So we're gonna go ahead because people can't get in. You can't get to your people. I would love to go to the audience more. Y'all should have got in early. You gotta raise those hands early in this show, because we'd like to hear your viewpoints, but we're not gonna hold y'all tonight. We're gonna go ahead and do this thing right, and we're gonna go ahead and end the show. I don't know what happened to our DJ, Lord Jesus. So I can rap for y'all, or do it all you want to. No, okay. We're gonna open up the mic. We're gonna open up the mic so y'all can go ahead and
collab.
I ain't putting them on the
remix
like that. No. We're gonna go ahead and unmute the audience. Y'all go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. You're welcome to stay and mingle with us.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
What's up?
What up, Jay?
Did I hear something mess about the day?
Joe, what up, dude?
What up, Jay?
What's the word?
Did I hear y'all
What's going on?
Did I hear
Thanks,
y'all
bro.
talk
Let's
about
get
the
into
dating
it.
show? Did you say something about the dating show?
Yeah. Hey, appreciate it, man. Where you at?
Magic was good.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take my mic.
Every time
Your microphone.
Oh, where's? Oh, there we go.